My girlfriend posted, "Finally free and living my best life on a yacht with an older man." I simply commented, "Looks fun." Then I quietly sent the location tagged in her Instagram stories to the man's wife. Funny how her daily live stream suddenly turned off. I hadn't planned revenge. I was too stunned to think clearly. One moment I thought I had a girlfriend who loved me. The next, she was online, bragging about being free with some older guy. Friends started sending me screenshots. Before I even saw the post myself, there she was, cocktail in hand, hashtags about new chapters, and luxury. The comments under her post made it worse. Her friends were hyping her up, saying she deserved better, and glowed up. Not one of them mentioned me. Not one asked why she was suddenly with another man. The sense of betrayal was crushing. I didn't text or call her. Stayed quiet, remembering my dad's advice. Don't wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty, and the pig likes it. Calm didn't mean passive. I noticed her posting story after story, champagne bottles, designer bags, yacht selfies. She was practically handing me evidence on a silver platter. I knew who he was. A wealthy businessman, married with kids. My girlfriend thought she'd hit the jackpot, but she forgot that rich men rarely leave their wives for flings. I found his wife's Instagram. She wasn't some shadow spouse. Active, classy, involved in charity circles. I wondered if she knew. My heart pounded when I hit send. Just a polite message, screenshots, timestamps, yacht location, no insults, no explanations. I let the pictures speak for themselves. That night, her live stream was cut short. No more yacht videos, no more champagne selfies, silence. For the first time in days, I felt control. Friends started messaging me. Why did she delete her stories? Is everything okay between you two? She had no proof, but her paranoia worked for me. Her posts shifted the next day. No yachts, no glam, just a simple dinner photo. Safe, controlled. Someone had clipped her wings. Then a call came from the wife. Calm, steady, icy. She thanked me. She wasn't surprised, more like she'd been waiting for confirmation. This wasn't the first time her husband strayed. Hearing it out loud was sobering. My girlfriend wasn't his partner. She was a pastime. For the first time, I felt peace. I didn't need theatrics. The humiliation she created herself was enough. But this wasn't over. 2 days later, she showed up at my door. Hair messy, makeup streaked, phone clutched like a lifeline. She looked cornered, stood at my door, hoodie pulled tight, clutching her phone like it was a lifeline. I didn't open fully, just halfway, enough to block her step inside. Her eyes were wide, frantic. The girl who posted living my best life on a yacht was gone. So was someone cornered. "We need to talk," she said, almost pleading. Her voice cracked. I stayed calm, arms crossed. No warmth, no anger, just detached. That seemed to rattle her more than yelling ever could. She wanted passion. She got a wall of ice. She started rambling. How she was confused, how things got out of hand, how she didn't mean it. Every spilled out like a rehearsed speech. I let her talk. I didn't interrupt. Finally, she blurted the truth. His wife knows everything. He threatened me. She said if I don't back off, she'll ruin me. Fear not guilt, not remorse. Pure panic. I almost laughed. "Ruin you," I repeated. "You posted everything yourself. You gave her the ammunition. I didn't ruin you. Ain't you ruined you?" She begged, "We can fix this. We can fix us." She reached for my hand. I stepped back. That touch made my skin crawl. "Fix it," I said flatly. "You were on a yacht, calling yourself finally free. Free from what? From me. That's what it looked like." Her face crumpled. No comebacks. No jokes. Just silence. The silence said everything. She wasn't here because she loved me. She was here because she had nowhere else to go. I shook my head slowly. "You're not scared of losing me? You're scared of losing the lifestyle? That safety net? Gone." Her eyes widened. For the first time, she realized I wasn't bluffing. I closed the door. Her voice echoed outside, calling my name. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. Every word she had said in her posts, every smug yacht selfie, it all came back to her. She had built her own trap. The next morning, my phone buzzed. Not her, but mutual friends. Screenshots. Her Instagram had gone dark overnight. No more yacht posts, no living my best life captions, just silence. But silence doesn't mean peace. It meant chaos behind the scenes. A friend sent me a poster apology, posted publicly, dramatic notes app style. I was manipulated, she wrote. He wasn't happy at home, I laughed. She went from finally free to victim in under 48 hours. Not everyone bought it, the wife's comment stood out. Manipulated. You bragged about it. You weren't manipulated. You were proud. That single reply got more likes than her entire apology. By noon, I got a frantic text from my ex. Pages of excuses, shifting blame, begging me to make things right. I didn't reply. Silence is louder than chasing someone who dug their own hole. By midnight, another friend texted me, "Bro, she's at your building." Sure enough, when I peeked out the window, there she was. Hoodie tight, phone in hand, looking desperate, not drunk, not angry. Just defeated. Like a gambler who lost everything and hoped for a bailout. For a split second, I felt a flicker of pity. Then I remembered the yacht videos, the finally free posts, the smug smile. That pity vanished. She had chosen this path. I wasn't about to rescue her. The next morning, notifications exploded. The older man's wife had gone public. Screenshots, yacht captions, evidence she herself had posted. The internet was ruthless. Comments shredded her pride. Friends who once hyped her up turned against her. Clout chasing gone wrong, one comment read. Another, imagine bragging about destroying someone's family. I sipped my coffee, watching her empire collapse. I didn't have to type a word. She did it all herself. By afternoon, she posted a dramatic notes app apology. Black text, white background, the usual, misunderstood. He wasn't happy at home, I was manipulated. I laughed out loud. In under 48 hours, she went from yacht queen to social pariah. But the best part, the wife didn't just expose her. She took control. Public replies called her out. Manipulated. You bragged about it? You weren't manipulated. You were proud. The comment exploded in likes. The reality check couldn't have been harsher. Later, I got another text, this one frantic, almost pleading. I want to fix things. I want to make it right. I ignored it. Silence is sharper than chasing someone who dug their own hole. Then came the knock on my door. Not a polite knock, pounding that echoed down the hallway. I didn't answer. I knew who it was before peeking. My ex, desperate, clutching her phone like a lifeline. She wasn't glamorous. She looked cornered, broken. She tried to speak. Please, I was confused. It wasn't real. I cut her off, my tone flat. You posted everything. You gave her the evidence. You ruined yourself. No anger, just cold reality. Each word hit harder than any shouting match could. She staggered backward, her face crumpled. No comebacks, no humor, just silence. And silence was louder than any apology. She realized she had nowhere to hide. Her choices, her actions, her posts, they had all been her own undoing. By evening, I checked her Instagram. Completely dark. No posts, no stories, no profile picture. Ghosted, gone. The life she thought she could flaunt, vanished. Meanwhile, the older man's reputation was crumbling. Divorce filings hit the tabloids. His assets frozen. No more champagne selfies, no more yacht selfies. Just the messy reality she had stepped into blindly, and me, I stayed untouched. Watching, observing, learning a simple truth. Sometimes the best revenge is letting someone self-destruct while you remain calm, collected, and completely free from their chaos. The next morning, my phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't her. It was her father. Calm, firm, almost businesslike. We need to resolve this before it destroys her completely. Call me back. Resolve. That word made me smirk. To him, this was a PR disaster, a mess to manage. To me, it was the aftermath of her own decisions. She had chosen a flashy life on a yacht, and now it was crumbling around her. I called back. He wasted no time. She made a mistake, but you've made your point. She's embarrassed. What will it take for you to move on? I stayed calm. This isn't about me anymore. She chose this. Now she lives with the consequences. He hesitated. She needs stability. Could at least let her explain. Explain what? I cut him off. That she traded love for a yacht ride with a married man? That she mocked me publicly? She made her choice. I made mine. Silence on the line. Finally, So that's it? Yes, I said. That's it. By noon, mutual friends texted screenshots. Her Instagram was filled with desperate posts, then deleted entirely. No more glamour shots. No more best life. Just chaos. She had become invisible online. The next evening, I noticed a figure lingering near my building. Hoodie tight, posture slumped, phone pressed to her ear. My ex. She wasn't angry. She wasn't drunk. She looked small, cornered, like a child realizing they'd lost everything they valued. She called out my name. I didn't respond. She moved closer, almost pleading. I watched silently from behind the curtains. She wanted a reaction, a chase, a fight. But I remained still, calm, untouchable. Inside, her world was crumbling. The older man's divorce went public. Court documents, asset freezes, legal filings. Her perfect escape was evaporating. Friends and family who once cheered her on turned cold. The yacht, the champagne, the selfies, they meant nothing now. By nightfall, her father's tone shifted again. Another voicemail, sharper, more urgent. We need to contain this. She's spiraling. Talk to her. I listened, smiled slightly. The more she tried to claw her way back, the deeper she dug herself. Every move she made, every desperate post, every message sent to friends, it was all evidence of her recklessness. Meanwhile, I remained untouched. I hadn't posted, commented, or interfered. She had done all the work herself. Her downfall wasn't forced, it was self-inflicted. And the strangest feeling settled over me. Relief, not triumph, not hatred. Just relief. Free from her games, her manipulation, her lies. The next morning, my phone buzzed again. This time, a single message from her. I ruined everything, didn't I? I didn't reply. There was nothing left to say. The game was over. She had chosen her path, and it had led straight to isolation, embarrassment, and consequences she hadn't foreseen. By the afternoon, her messages were relentless. Please, we can fix this. I didn't mean for it to go this far. You don't understand? I was confused. Every text screamed panic, guilt, and fear. But I didn't reply. Silence was stronger than any words I could type. Her social media had gone completely dark. No yacht posts, no designer bags, no living my best life bragging. The friends who once hyped her up were now questioning her. Screenshots circulated in group chats, exposing every boast, every lie, every careless tag. She had built her own prison online. That evening, a knock echoed through my building. It's not soft, not casual, pounding. I already knew who it was. She, my ex. Through the peephole, I saw her standing there, hair messy, hoodie pulled tight, phone in hand. She looked small, defeated, exposed. Gone was the confident woman posting yacht selfies. This was someone cornered, desperate for a lifeline she didn't deserve. I opened the door halfway. She tried to step inside, but I blocked her with my arm. We need to talk, she said, voice trembling, almost pleading. About what? I asked flatly. No anger, no warmth. Just detachment. That silence unsettled her more than shouting ever could. She began rambling. Excuses spilled out like a rehearsed script. Confusion, manipulation, a mistake. I listened, arms crossed, calm, immovable. She kept revealing more than she intended, fear, guilt, and desperation leaking through every word. Finally, she admitted the truth. His wife knows everything. She threatened me. She said if I don't back off, she'll ruin me. Fear, pure fear, not remorse, like guilt, fear. I almost laughed. Ruin you. You posted everything yourself. You gave her the ammunition. I didn't ruin you. You did. My words landed like hammers, and I could see it. She flinched. She begged, tried to negotiate, promised change, swore I was the stable one, even reached for my hand. I stepped back. No touch, no compromise. She wanted power, but now she had none. I shook my head slowly. You weren't scared of losing me. You were scared of losing the lifestyle, that net gone. Her eyes widened, and finally she realized I meant it. Minutes later, she left, shoulders slumped, phone pressed to her ear, probably calling the next man, but the pattern didn't change, not for her anymore. By midnight, more notifications. Her father's calls, court filings, gossip from mutual friends. The older man's divorce went public, assets frozen, reputation in ruins. The yacht trips, champagne, and designer life, gone. She was stripped bare, and me untouched. Calm. Watching her world collapse, knowing every move she made had led her here. Her freedom had been an illusion, built on recklessness and entitlement. She thought she could escape, play the victim, or manipulate her way back. But the reality hit hard. Her choices, her vanity, her lies, they were all unraveling. And I was free. Finally. The week after her final text, everything finally settled. The yachtman's divorce made headlines, his assets frozen, and the illusion of luxury my ex had chased shattered overnight. Social media was silent where she once flaunted herself endlessly. No stories, no posts, no selfies, just emptiness. Her disappearance didn't make me happy, but it felt like justice in its purest form. She had orchestrated her own downfall, and now the world was watching her fade. Her father reached out once more, but this time it wasn't a negotiation. It was damage control. "She needs help," he said, his tone both frustrated and weary. I didn't argue. I had no interest in protecting someone who had betrayed trust and flaunted it. "She made her choices," I said simply. "She'll live with them." That was the truth. I wasn't angry. I was free. Meanwhile, mutual friends filled me in on what had happened behind the scenes. She'd tried to reach the yachtman again, desperate for reassurance, only to be coldly rebuffed. He had already moved to protect his family and his reputation. Her so-called glamorous escape was nothing more than a short-lived illusion, a detour into a life she hadn't earned or understood. Every boastful post, every caption about freedom had been turned against her, and she had no one left to lean on. I spent the days after mostly alone, reflecting on everything. For almost 3 years, I had invested in someone who valued appearances over loyalty. She had wanted excitement, a showy life, but not the commitment, not the reality. And when faced with the consequences, she crumbled. It was a lesson I didn't need to repeat. Character and integrity matter far more than fleeting thrills or material indulgence. Then came the quietest moment of all. I scrolled through social media one evening and noticed her profile had vanished entirely. She wasn't just hiding, she was gone. No messages, no tags, no notifications. The woman who had once mocked my life and flaunted her freedom had erased herself. In that silence, I realized something profound. I had survived unscathed. My dignity was intact, my peace unbroken, and my life entirely my own. Life slowly returned to normal. I focused on myself, on my work, my hobbies, and the people who had truly been there. No posts, no stories, no distractions. Just reality, the one thing she had abandoned in pursuit of fantasy. It wasn't revenge, it was clarity. The truth had unraveled faster than anyone could spin lies, and I had simply let it play out. Weeks later, a friend sent me a final update. She had moved back home, quietly, trying to rebuild her life without the spotlight she had so desperately sought. There were no celebrations, no luxury yachts, no followers hyping her up. Just a return to reality. And for me, freedom wasn't about getting back at her. It wasn't about posting screenshots or making her feel small. It was about realizing that some people choose their own downfall, and the best response is to step away and let life handle the rest. In the end, she had sought freedom, excitement, and luxury. But without loyalty, without respect, without thought, she only found isolation, and I had found peace. Made it this far? Smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and hit subscribe for more.